Grand Rising, loved ones. Welcome back to another episode of Healing Wisdom with me, your favorite spiritual advisor, Empress Oracle. So, I want to talk to you guys about a topic that was brought up to me by a dear friend of mine. And it's very interesting that she brought that to me because I see it a lot. I have had experience with it personally, and it is the relationships between Black mothers and daughters. Now, for me, let me start off by saying my personal experience with, as far as it goes, with toxicity in relationships between Black mothers and daughters, my experience with it is secondhand experience, which means I personally did not experience that. However, I had a friend who was like a sister to me, and we were very close. And her relationship with her mother was the epitome of what the issue is with the relationships between Black mothers and daughters and the toxicity that I speak of. Okay? So in that one right there, what I noticed, and this was for years, so don't come for me. I know what I'm talking about. Okay? I did extensive observation, but her mom basically was jealous of her. Her mom was jealous of her. And it's sad to say, but it's true. I see that in a lot because I've seen a lot of other mothers as well. I personally have had friends that I have had to take them into my home because their mothers were jealous of them and mistreated them and took out ill feelings towards them because of the demise of the relationship between the mother and the father. I've seen females who parents wanted to try to live vicariously through them and try to force them into a lane that was not their own. And in turn, the child was depressed, unhappy, rebellious, just a whole mess, emotionally unstable, suicidal, just horrible, you know? And every time she would try to go and talk to her mother did not want to hear it. Okay, her mother would try to throw, the old school stuff. They were from the South, so I don't know, but like some old school stuff about the elders and you whatever. Family traditions, you gonna do this, you gonna do this. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Okay? The relationship between mothers and daughters is supposed to be one of the most special, closest, loving relationships. That really is where a female or a male, a child, period, that's where they're supposed to get their first, expressions of love from. Okay? And what I have also seen is that a lot of mothers don't know how to be mothers. And because they don't know how to be mothers, they don't know how to separate being a mother to their daughter or being their homegirl, which can cause confusion. The boundaries are crossed, the respect lines get blurred, and just everything just goes to hell in a handbasket. You know, you can't. Everybody's supposed to have a maternal instinct. Yes, it's true. However, some people just don't have it. Some people are just naturally maternal, and some people just don't have it. You know, and that's just the way life is, and it's unfortunate and it's sad. However, that tears down a lot of females. There are a lot of females out here who have mommy issues, and it's not talked about. They always think that females just have daddy issues, and that is not so. Okay? That is not so at all. um from what I have seen also too, I see that a lot of mothers, from what I have seen, that are jealous of their daughters, they tend to be jealous of their daughters because you're supposed to always want your child to be better than you. At least I feel you should always want your child to be better than you. However, from what I have seen, these mothers said they wanted their child to be better than them, but they did not. They did not. Okay? Instead, from my experience, the mother wanted to steer her daughter down the same path that she had went down, which was not a happy one because her mom was unhealthy, unhappy, unharmonious, on everything. So why would you want that for your child? You should want your child to do better. Her child saw her mother's unhappiness and knew that she wanted better, and she was ambitious, okay? And she would always strive for better. And every single time she would strive for better, her mom would just tear her down. And, I would try to be respectful and not say anything. But one time she just went too far, and I was there. She just started calling her everything but a child of God, everything but her child, everything but the name that she named the child. Telling her she's worthless, she ain't shit. She need to stop trying because she ain't never gonna be shit. X, Y, and Z. And you just don't do that. You cannot do that. Okay, perhaps somebody told her mother those things, why she felt like it's normal. But that's what I say. Children, it's a learned environment. How you treat your child, how you raise your child, that really affects the relationship that you have with them, the relationship they have with their children, the relationship that they have with people, period. Because my dear ex-friend, bless her heart, was very fucked up in the head because of her parents. She had 2 fucked up parents, and it's unfortunate. And, she had a hard life because of that shit, because it really fucked her up. If your core, where your foundation is supposed to be, is fucked up, you're going to be fucked up, And I've seen mothers who want to force their child to do the things that they always wanted to do. And what you have to realize is your life is your own and your child's life is their own. You have to let children be free to live their lives and express themselves the way that they want to. Okay? You have to. You wanted to be a cheerleader. You was captain of the cheerleading team. You was on drill team. You was ballet and tap. Your daughter does not want to do that. She wants to run track. Let her run track. Let her run track. Okay? That is such a big problem. And a lot of this plays into, you see these teenage, out of control teenagers and stuff, these young girls on Maury. Remember when they used to have the shows where they had the young girls on Maury, out of control, and the mom's like, I don't know why my daughter's like that. It's because of the relationship. A lot of times it tends to be the black mothers who, they refuse to fucking hold themselves accountable a lot of the times. They just refuse to hold themselves accountable for the damage that is done to the daughters. You cannot do that. You can't do that. Alrighty? If a young lady, if your daughter comes to you and says, hey, mom, I'm curious about this, I'm having feelings about this, or X, Y, and Z, you should be your child's best friend to where they feel comfortable enough to come and talk to you about this. I can tell you another story of personal experience. When I was a teenager, how I became a teen mom. I went to my mother and I said, Mom, interested in having sex. I think I need some condoms and birth control, whatever. She looked at me, she said, no, you're not. Really? Because, traditions, values, morals, culture, X, Y, and Z. And whereas with my brothers and my male cousins, when they came to her, she would provide them with contraceptives. So for some reason, it seems like there's also like a double standard where it comes to the children, the male children and the female children, especially with the mothers as well. Mothers have tendencies to coddle the boys, let them get away with everything. Boys will be boys, mama's boys, but yet with their daughters, they're hard on them. They don't want them to live. They don't want them to be free. They don't want them to be honest and open, expressing the changes that's going on in them physically, emotionally. And that leads the child to be confused. That leads these young ladies to be lost. They go searching elsewhere for the answers. They leave the house. They don't know how to be a woman because their mom keeps certain things from them. They don't know how to handle themselves in relationships with a man. They don't know proper hygiene. They don't know proper sex hygiene or anything because the mothers feel like they don't want to talk to them about those things, or they should not. I'm not saying that your child and you should be hee hee ha ha best friends, but you have to have that relationship with your child to where they can come to you and they can talk to you about anything. Black mothers have a problem with that. They don't want to hear that. Not just black mothers. I will say also too, I think it's a cultural thing as well. I have noticed various cultures are the same way when it comes to the daughters. And then you see a lot of rebellion going on. You see all these females out here thinking hoe is life, trying to live their best life. Most of them is just rebelling. Just rebellion. You know? And sometimes it's harder, I think, for Black mothers, once the daughters start getting older and start looking like a woman. I think it's more of a challenge to them to look at the female as still their child. Some mothers have a tendency, some Black mothers, because I've seen this as well. So I'm speaking from experience, so y'all don't come for me, okay? Don't come for me. A lot of Black mothers, once their daughter starts developing and getting older and start, getting more appealing to the opposite sex, a lot of them feel threatened, especially if they have let themselves go, especially if they bury themselves in life, children, work, fell off on their personal care and stuff like that. And then the daughter is a PYT, she young, got new boobs, new body, especially, and if they have a man that comes in and they see the man paying attention, they start treating the daughters like shit because jealousy. They're not looking at the daughter as their child. They're looking at the daughter as a threat, as another female. You cannot look at something that came out of you as a threat. You should not look at something that came out of you as a threat. That is your child. And that happens so much in Black communities and Black homes and stuff. There's so many situations of Black mothers choosing their boyfriends over their daughters. And then you wonder why these daughters are out here in these streets looking for love in all the wrong places. You wonder why. You should be ashamed of yourself, moms who do that. Your children should always come first. Regardless of how you feel about yourself, the things that you did not do right in life, the mistakes that you made where you went wrong, you should be telling those to your child so they don't make the same mistakes, but not just telling them. You should be showing them. You should be leading by example. You cannot tell your child, you cannot tell your daughter to be one way and then you're being another way. It's not going to work. Lead by example. Black mothers, love your daughters, even when they get grown, even when they go through that phase, like from 12 to like 16, when it's hard and they're a bitch, they're your bitch. Okay? That's what it is. A lot of these mothers as well, they didn't get to live the life that they really wanted. Okay, they may have married young, got pregnant young, and they felt like life was over and they didn't pursue their dreams. And when they see their children have the ambition, they get jealous because there's a lot of people who are not healed inside. There's a lot of people who are still emotionally underdeveloped. There's a lot of grown-ass children walking around here. I said it, and I meant it. So, you guys got to grow up. Guys got to grow up. Your daughter is not a threat. You should always want better. You should want your children to be better than you. Okay? You have to teach your child how to be a queen. Not these streets. But just want to touch on that lightly. That's all for now, guys. I'll see you guys next week. Be safe. Love you.